I'm reading Haley Pham's book, so you don't have to. There's nothing amazing about killing a relationship. Oh my god! She's crashing out!
No, it's just she doesn't.
And the sound? So everybody at the mall. Yes! Hi guys, welcome to today's video. As you can tell by the title, yes, I am reading Haley Pham's new release, Just Friends. I plan on giving my brutal, honest opinion on her book. I've seen some discourse on the internet about her book saying that her words seem out of place or that she's just an influencer, had a book deal just land on her lap. I will say I do watch her videos. I watch her booktube videos and I used to watch her before she transitioned into booktube. I'm not her biggest fan ever, but I do enjoy watching her, and I do think that some of the hate that she's been receiving is a little unnecessary. So instead of letting other people decide how I feel about the book, I decided to pick it up and give an actually objective review on her book. What I think about the writing, what I think about the setting, the characters. This book is a second chance romance between Declan and Blair. This book is a clean romance, which means it has no smut scenes. It has no cuss words, I'm pretty sure. Without further ado, let's get into the reading vlog. Hi guys! It is the next day and I have my coffee. If you guys are wondering what my order is, this is my order. It comes out good every single time. I love it so much. It never misses. I have my coffee. I made myself some oats. I have the apple and cinnamon. And I have my Kindle. I'm ready to read this book. Also, yesterday I was journaling in my book journal. And I made my March spread. I know it's a little late for that because it's like the middle of March, but it's okay. I made my spread. And I think it looks so stinking cute. It has like a flap that you could open, and then this is where my wrap-up's gonna go when March ends. I found everything that I have here, I found on Pinterest. I've been really enjoying journaling. Honestly, I might do some journal videos or journal with me. It sounds like so much fun. I absolutely love creating spreads, and I take a lot of inspo from people who do spreads on Book Talk or on BookTube. This is like my book club spread that I decided to do. A lot of inspo I get from Rachel Catherine and Michaela. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. I'm doing the Romanceopoly challenge this year. She kind of did this exact same format and I really liked it, so I did it too with just a few changes to fit what I wanted to do. Anyways, this video is not about journaling. I'm here to talk about Haley Pham's Just Friends. I'm 39% into the book. This is a throwback chapter. So far, I have to say, the reviews are so harsh. And I already knew that going into this book. I tried to keep my mind open to this. I didn't want to go into this book already negatively trying to pick out the things that I don't like. There are definitely things about this book that I do not like, but there are things that I really do like about this book. And I think for a debut novel, I'm only 39% in, but for a debut novel, this isn't bad. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I've read worse books than this. I think this is gonna sit at like a 3-star. I like her main characters. I like Blair and I like Declan. I feel very sympathetic towards Blair. If you guys didn't know, this book heavily revolves around grief and losing someone really important in your life. And the way that she just writes about going through grief is incredible. And I've teared up a few times. Like, there was this one quote when she figured out it was going to be like her final moments with this person. My todays would never look the same, but the dishes were still dirty. I don't know why, but that hits so hard. It's like the concept that the whole world moves on while you're stuck frozen in this time. It's like a before and after of your life, a snapshot. And your life is never going to be the same, but the dishes are still dirty and there's stuff that needs to get done. And I absolutely love that. I think the way that she goes about writing grief is also, sorry for the noise, there's someone with a ladder outside my apartment. It's like right outside my apartment. You open the door and there's a ladder right in front of my door. As I was saying, I think she writes about grief and about loss very beautifully. It gets me emotional because I'm very terrified of losing someone that I love, and I'm terrified of death in general. So this is just like hitting for me. There's also this quote that I really loved, and it was when Blair and Declan are talking, and Blair opens up to Declan about something that happened in her life. He comforted her, and it was perfect. Like, it was exactly what she needed. And then Blair says, Declan, simply being who he was, felt like a character attack on everyone else. He just existed, and in comparison, everyone paled. People were an average amount of friendly or thoughtful, and then Declan came around and convicted them all of mediocrity by being the type of friend he was to me. That was beautifully written. I do have my qualms with this book. I will confirm that the writing is a bit clunky. It doesn't flow necessarily well. Yes, that famous line, I yield to a conglomerate of pedestrians, that was out of place. The context of that quote is that she was driving into the town at peak tourist season, and she says that there's a lot of people because of the crowds. And then the next sentence is, I yield to a conglomerate of pedestrians. I feel like she could have gone without saying that. The wording of it just didn't fit how the sentences before were structured. You could tell that this was her first book for sure when you go into it. Miss Haley Pham loves a simile. A bit too much in my opinion. She does a simile like every other page, and if not, almost every single page. And even then, on some pages, there's like 2 similes in one page. And she refines her writing skills and learns how to incorporate other literary devices like metaphors or juxtaposition. She's gonna get better. But that's a given. The more you do something, the better you get at it. And I don't think she should be getting the backlash for that. Yes, the book deal fell on her lap. Yes, she is an influencer and doesn't have to go through the big line of indie authors that want to get published. Yes, it sucks, but the thing is, she had to work hard to get her platform. And if anyone else were in her position, they would also take the book deal. I'm sure that if I was in that position, I would take it. And if all the people that were hating were in that same position, they would also take it. It's like the same argument where people hate on Nepo babies. Like, respectfully, shut up. Because if you were a Nepo baby, you would do the exact same thing. You would do the exact same thing. If you were a Nepo baby and you were rich and you were a millionaire and all the resources in the world to make your dreams come true, of course you would do it. There'd be no question about it. Anyways, objectively, the writing is not the best. And her world building, I personally don't like it. I don't like her writing when it comes to describing the setting, describing where she is. I think it's trying too hard to be poetic, and I didn't really connect to the setting. But as the book went on and there was more dialogue and more plot happening, it flows easier now. I can read it better. I'm more into the story, whereas the beginning was a little rough for me to get into because the first few pages of just world building and like similes upon similes, it was a bit much for me. I really like the past timeline and the chemistry that Declan and Blair have. I think it's really cute. I think they do have chemistry. I've seen some people say that they don't like the main character, Blair. I like her. They say she's selfish. I am currently not saying that, but maybe because I'm in the first half of the book, maybe my opinion will change as the story goes. But my girl's going through a big loss in her life. And I think the thoughts that she's been having could be seen as a little selfish, but I think they're completely normal and human. The other thing I'm nervous about is that this book is miscommunication. I do not like miscommunication at all. I really don't. There's nothing that pisses me off more than unnecessary miscommunication. Like, just open your mouth and speak. I just hope that she kind of does it in a way that doesn't feel stupid, because most miscommunications are stupid and I don't like them. But enough of my ranting. Let's get to reading. There's nothing amazing about killing a relationship? Okay. Ooh. Okay. He shakes his head infinitesimally. Oh my god! She's crashing out! My laugh comes out sadistic. Oh my god! The trauma that she has. Oh my god. That sentence, I let the inability to conjure blank feel me all the way home. That is so sad. Okay, I don't like Blair's friends. I'm sorry, but if my friend was going through what Blair was going through, I would have called. One out of the two friends have not called her at all to check in on her after this entire life-changing event happened. And the other one did, but all she did was rant to her about her life. And then the follow-up question after she was done ranting was, oh, how's Declan? How are things going with Declan? Not, how are you? Are you okay? How are you coping? And then they're just texting in the group chat, like, the most useless thing. And then Blair goes, I can't find it in me to reply to their messages. And as juvenile as it is, I can't help but wonder how long it'll take for them to notice my absence. And then her brain goes, that's not healthy communication, my brain lectures. Yes, I know that, I reply to myself. But not asking how your friend is doing after this happens is pretty crappy communication too, in my humble opinion. True. Facts. I agree. It is not petty. Like, if your friends can't do the bare minimum to check in on you, like, are those even friends? I'm sorry, what? If there's a piece of blank left in the world, I want to see it immediately. Grief just kills me. I just read that this cottage that they're visiting has a sunken living room. If you don't know what a sunken living room is, I'm gonna put like a picture here somewhere. Those are so cool. They look so cozy. I feel like in my wildest dreams, I would love a sunken living room. That just sounds so beautiful. Yes! Dream again, please! A what? Dream house for real. I have to say that I have to go to school in like 10-15 minutes, and I don't want to. I just want to stay home and read and finish this. I just want to finish this book. I will respond to your contact. Brother. I'm indeed late for class. I read too much and then I procrastinated. But no worries. We're on our way to school, guys. Okay, I made it back home from class, but I had to update you guys because I just started sobbing in the car, and I don't even know why. So there's a song that came up on the radio, and it was a song that my dad used to play on the radio, or used to play when cars still had that thing where you could put CDs in them, and I just like started bawling. I think it was just thinking about the fact that one day he won't be by my side, and the way that I view these songs are going to be so different. And I just started bawling, and it reminded me so much of the book and what Blair is experiencing. How she says in her book that the person that she loses, her scent is going to vanish. The memories that she has, the things that she used to do with this person in the book. It just, oh my God, just made me so emotional when I heard this song, and I thought about like when I was a kid and now I'm like 22 and my dad's 60, in his mid 60s. It just made me so sad. Oh my God. Anticipatory grief. Oh God. If you're sensitive about grief, this book is gonna hit you like a rock, because holy shit, guys. That's what I wanted to update you on. They're finally having the talk. They're opening up. Well, Declan is opening up and finally doing what they're supposed to do, which is talk to one another. I'm so tired of this shit, but now I'm not. Hi guys, it's the next day, and yesterday I read up to the 60% mark. As you can tell, I left off in the part where they were having the talk. They were finally opening up about what happened all those years ago, why they haven't talked. And I'm not gonna lie, it pissed me off just a little bit. Blair was pissing me off just a little bit, because like after that whole talk, she was like, oh, I can't spoil it, but she just said something so stupid, like in her head. She came to a very dumb conclusion. And it was like, girl, the signs are right in front of you. How oblivious do you have to be to not realize what he wants?
Oh, it's just, he doesn't look like
Anyways, today I really want to finish that book. I have 30% left. I am sure that I can do that this morning and finish this vlog and give my review, but I'm starving. So I have to do that first. I'm gonna get a coffee. I'm gonna get a brekkie sandwich. I'm starving and an oatmeal isn't gonna satisfy me right now. I need something more. Let's go. We're at the library and I have my coffee. We're gonna do a taste test, okay? Ready? Yep. Every single time It hits. And this sound, I went to Einstein's. I got a farmhouse bagel with no bacon and plain cream cheese schmear. I'm so excited to eat this. We're gonna eat this inside the library while we read. And I think I'm gonna browse at the library store. Guys, if your library has a bookstore, do not sleep on it. I've gotten so many new books, mint condition books for $2 to $3 per thing. It's so sick. I love it. It's so cheap. It beats buying books at Barnes, Amazon, supporting your local library and local bookstores. I just realized my Beats are dead. I'm gonna have to charge them in there. Like, can you believe that they have the Vampire Diaries for $1? What are you even talking about? And Cassandra Clare. Guys, I'm in a study room and I have been scrolling for the past 40 minutes. I've just been watching clips of McKenna Grace and Mason Thames. I'm obsessed with them. I can't stop myself, but now I'm gonna read. But I have to use the bathroom. I'm 66% in. I can finish this. I've done no reading at all. It's like almost 1 p.m. Okay. That's cute. He just said, all right, what are you feeling? Tacos, ramen, breakfast for dinner? He reads the way my lips flicker. Breakfast for dinner it is. He says for me, smiling without a knowing look in his eyes. My boyfriend does the same thing. He just starts listing a bunch of foods, and whatever my lips twitch to, he picks it. Oh, that was just really cute. So everybody and their mama, definitely. So everybody and their mama. Yes! Ooh. Sitting around waiting for you to show up made me feel 5 years old again. He flinches. Blair? Oh my god. Poor guy. Oh, they finally kissed. They finally kissed. I miss you, Blair. Don't miss me anymore. I'm right here. I just finished Just Friends, as you guys saw, and I have some thoughts. But before I give you my thoughts, I'm gonna put on my lip combo and go inside the house. So it's indeed been a week since I read Just Friends by Haley Pham, and I have not updated you guys on my final thoughts. The overall rating is gonna be 3.25. Like I expected, it wasn't the worst piece of literature I have ever read. Was it the best? No. But was it absolutely dog shit, terrible, can't even finish the book? No. It was entertaining. I liked the characters. I liked Blair. I liked Declan. I liked their chemistry. I wasn't super attached to them. As you saw, I was giddy in some moments and I was rooting for them as a couple. I didn't like the overall plot specifically for the relationship just because I hate miscommunication. I have yet to read a book that has a miscommunication that I have loved. Not one. Not a single one. So I absolutely hated every part of that miscommunication. I thought it was so stupid. All of their their problems could have been fixed with one single conversation. Just being open, not keeping your feelings inside, and it was just irritating. That third act conflict, stupid. Hated it. Understood, but hated it. There was no need for that. I would have liked it a lot better if there was no third act conflict at all. The whole reason why they didn't talk was dumb. It was like, really? That's it? I don't know. I just felt like there could have been more to that, because the big fight or the big lead up that led to them separating was very underwhelming. Again, I understood, but it was underwhelming. Then the thing happens, and then they don't talk to each other for 4 years. And then when we get the reveal on why they haven't talked to each other for 4 years, it's like, really? That was so stupid. Like, that could have all been fixed. I just think miscommunication is stupid. And I will say that loud and proud every single time I read a romance book that has a miscommunication trope in it. It is stupid. Serves no purpose. Should not be in romance books. I think Haley does a really good job at writing fiction. I hope that in the future she sticks to more fiction than romance. The way that she wrote about grief and the emotions that Blair was going through was the most beautiful part of this book. There were good quotes in this book that really made me stop and think about what was written, and just the way that was discussed. It brought emotions to me. I cried when I wasn't reading the book because I was thinking about that type of stuff. So it definitely evoked emotion in me, which is why I gave it the 3 stars. I don't like how she writes her settings. The words, she does use big words that feel out of place. Not necessarily big words. It's just, since we're reading the inner monologue of our female main character, Blair, the way that she speaks is so different than the way that she thinks. It's out of place. It doesn't seem cohesive. It feels like we're reading the thoughts of someone else. I think the writing would have been okay if Blair spoke the way that she was thinking, but it doesn't seem like that was the case. So the writing did feel clunky, but I will say that I enjoyed the banter of the 2 characters. I enjoyed the dialogue. Once we got into more of the dialogue, discussing grief and etc. past the world building, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think Haley has a lot of potential to be a great author. Overall, not a bad book. I can't wait to see what other work she puts out, because I probably would read them. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!